Hello, all sentient beings, and welcome to Transmissions Podcast, where we talk all Hasbro, Takara, and third-party Transformers! On this episode of Transmissions, we're gearing up for TFcon, but first, we've got some news to cover. We discuss the Starscream coronation kit from Takara, some Legend-scale Devastator repaints from New Age Toys, and the prototype of the Optimus Prime anime girl statue. Today is Wednesday, July 6th, 2022, and this is episode 493 of Transmission.
Welcome to Transmissions, the podcast that wants to yell from the top of a mountain, TFcon is back, and we're going. I'm your host, Charles, a.k.a. Big C, and I'm joined by the excellent Transmissions team. Jeremy, a.k.a. Yakko.
Hello.
And Daryl, the Cybertronian Beast.
Oh, I'm so excited. We got a panel. Let's talk Transformers.
As always, we start the show off with some fireworks.
You can hear it, hey?
Yeah.
I swear,
okay.
They're literally right outside my window right now. It's crazy.
These are the perils of recording between July 1st and July 5th.
As always, we start the show off with thanking our Donatreons, those lovely people who support us on Patreon and PayPal. Thank you all so much for continuing to support the show. We really appreciate it. And, we've got some perks coming your way for all our goodie bag and up Donatreons. You've got some merchandise coming. We got the notification that things are coming.
At least 27 people have hit the time limit where it triggers the automatic thing. So if you're one of those 27, we would love to see what you get on social media. Looking forward to seeing everyone finally get some more stuff out there.
Mm-hmm.
Show off that Transmissions merchandise and help us, entice some more people to come sign up. That really will help us out.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are listening to this and you are not a Donatreon yet and you'd like to join the party, just go to transmissionspodcast.com/support. And that's where you can sign up. So thanks everyone for helping us out and helping us keep the show going. This week we have the next episode of our Transformers Live Play RPG podcast, Empire of Rust. This was episode 79, the banter episode. And it just came out on our free feed this past Monday, Independence Day, July 4th. So I hope everyone was able to celebrate Independence Day by listening to our Live Play RPG podcast. What better way says celebrate America's independence with the free Cybertronians, having adventures. Yeah, that's it. That's the ticket.
Smooth, Charles. That was very smooth.
I don't know where you were going with it.
But yeah. That is run by our awesome producer and editor Mike and his crew. So enjoy the episode 79 of our Live Play RPG podcast. Now, we did mention TFcon is coming. We are all going. So if you are going to TFcon, say hi to us. And if you see us there, come up, say hi.
And to Dr. Pants.
Yes, Dr. Pants will be there too. So
we have 50% more doctors than normal at TFcon.
And if you're curious about if you have not been to TFcon before, or it's been a while, if you haven't made it to a TFcon in the last few years because of pandemic-y things, maybe you'd be interested in hearing about what's going on from the showrunner and creator of TFcon himself, Colin Douglas, because Daryl got to sit down with him and talk to him about it, right, Daryl?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we sat down just a couple days ago, and we're able to chat about what's going on with this year's show. And it's back. It's the 20th anniversary of TFcon. They're going to have some really cool things going on. a lot of fan favorite events are coming back because of COVID. The shutdown really put a damper on a couple of the events that used to happen on a regular, and everything seems to be coming back to normal. If you've been to a previous one and you're like, oh, I went to one recently, and they really didn't have the charity auction wasn't there. Well, the charity auction's back, baby, and I'm so excited for that. So yeah, it's back, and I chatted with Colin about all kinds of stuff, all the guests that are coming, and you may see the guest name come up, and you might say, I don't know who the hell this person is. Why am I, why should I be interested in that? Well, we talk about each one of the guests, and Colin, we go into why each one of the guests is special and why you should be interested in these guests. And yeah, it's a fun little chat. It's only about 40 minutes. So, take a second, maybe listen to it on your drive up to TFcon. It's a great little show to kind of get you prepped for it, get you hyped for TFcon.
Just listening to it myself and helping like finish it and get it released, I got all hyped. I was like, I completely forgotten about a couple guests, and I'm like, oh yeah, they're on my list to see.
Nice.
Andrew Wildman, he's still coming, right?
We talked about the fact that you are stoked for Andrew Wildman. Yeah, he's coming, man.
All right, looking forward to it. So yeah, we'll and transmissions hosts are there. So we
somehow that slipped Daryl's mind when he recorded the show.
Somehow we're doing a panel at the very end of the show on Sunday. So if you're at the show, stick around for that. We'll actually be doing a live show, even liver.
Yes. You're a doctor, right? You didn't just have a stroke there. So
I can say liver.
He's not a doctor of English,
right? Donator.
Curse you.
So there's a lot of people who they fly out the day after or later in the day on Sunday, and they're stuck at the hotel. So why not just sit in the podcast, the panel room, and just listen to a live podcast be done? You got nothing better to do. So, come and see us, or see us by choice. It's all up to you.
Fun and shenanigans will be had.
Yeah.
And I promise I will not bring any Transformers branded cheese.
Right. Yeah. But we are going to bring some prizes. So, if you are in the panel room with us enjoying the show, then, expect to maybe win some prizes. So, yeah, it's, we're going to have some fun. We don't know exactly how much time we have. That last panel of the show always kind of is up in the air as to how much time you're actually allotted. So we might have an hour, we might have 30 minutes, but we're going to make the most of it regardless of how much we got.
All right. And Daryl, you also have another podcast coming out this week. What's going on with that?
Yeah. I mean, I've been busy. So I've just been, I've been recording podcasts with people and just kind of doing stuff just to make the time go by. And I've been, we released one 2 weeks ago, and we did that why we collect, introspective and that, real deep dive into the mind of a collector. This one's not as deep of a dive. This one's just a fun chat with a good friend, and this is another special episode, and this one's with one, if you're in the fandom, you would know who we're talking about here. This is Mikey. This is from Moonbase 2, and he's just a great chap. And I just wanted to chat with him. I mean, he's a really interesting fellow. He's a paleontologist, and I wanted to talk dinosaurs because at the time that we recorded, that Prehistoric Planet was on TV, and I'm like, well, let's talk about some dinosaurs, man. Like, when do I get a chance to talk to an actual paleontologist? Like, let's talk dinosaurs. And then we obviously, we talk Transformers too. So, he's in Ireland, so I wanted to chat a little bit about that, we chatted about, because I told you guys the really funny story about, mailing stuff to Mikey. So I wanted him to tell that story because it's absolutely bonkers. So that's in there. And, it's just a great fun chat. And that's really, we got a bunch of these special episodes coming. And essentially all I wanted to do was just have a fun chat with people, personalities that we know from the fandom, and really just talk to them and not really have an agenda or anything like that. Not really have any kind of set questions to kind of get through. Just kind of, if you were to sit down and just kind of have a beer with somebody, how would the conversation go? And that was really, that's the whole impetus of this kind of series of special episodes. And we started it off with Mikey. So a really great friend of the show.
Very cool. All right, look for that. That will be dropping on Thursday in between the regular show and alt mode. So look out for that tomorrow. And lastly, before we get into the toy talk, we've got our $10 gift code to give away from our friends at toyhacks.com. So this will be our June 2022 drawing. And we're looking to give away some $10 gift code, so you can go get some stickers, some labels for your Transformers toys. So, Jeremy, is your assistant ready to help us pick a winner?
Computer, are you ready?
I'm ready when you are.
All right. Could you please have your assistant pick a number between 1 and 81 for us?
Computer, give me a random number between 1 and 81.
Here's a number between 1 and 81. It's 17. By the way, you have one new notification. When you see the yellow light ring on your device, it means you have a notification or message.
Thank you.
Just say, read my notifications.
Thank you.
That wasn't necessary, computer. But thanks.
Computer, clear my notifications.
Okay, deleted your notifications.
By the way, would you like a random number?
By the way, you have 1,500 unread emails. Email 1.
All right. Well, the number she gave us was 17. Was that correct?
Yes.
And that goes to this is one of our regular Donatreon listeners, Chrono Crater.
Right on.
Chrono Crater, congratulations. I don't think they're on right now, but they do listen regularly.
They are.
All right.
In Discord.
That's cool. So we will.
Discord says that they are playing Elden Ring right now. So. You got priorities.
Yeah. I love Discord. Oh, that's awesome. So yeah, no, that's awesome. I'll get in touch with Chrono Crater, and I will get them situated, and we will get Toy Hacks to set them up with a gift code.
All right, and that's it for the intro, so let's jump into some toy discussion.
Right on. So the one thing that I wanted to talk about this week was it's an add-on kit, but it's kind of it's official, and it's that one that is for Masterpiece Starscream. So if you remember back a long, long time ago when the MP 2.0 Seekers were coming out, I mean, they call them 2.0, but I guess it's like 3.0, because the second one that came out was 1.5. I don't know. It's weird numbering system, but officially they're 2.0. So Takara Tommy mentioned that you could get a coronation kit for your Masterpiece MP52 Starscream. All you had to do was buy the MP52 Starscream, the Skywarp and the Thundercracker, and then you had to, mail in proof of purchase, and then they would, they would send this stuff to you. So that's an awful lot of stuff. But you got this cape, these shoulder pads, a crown, some blast effects, and I don't know what the other piece is. I think it's just something to kind of hold this. It's a clear piece of plastic. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's maybe a cape, something to do with the cape. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's a coronation kit. Either way, we finally have pictures of this stuff now, and I mean, this stuff's getting knocked off like easily, if it hasn't already been. So I mean, if you are planning on doing this, through the official channels, more power to you. But this stuff is definitely going to get knocked off. I guarantee it. If the companies that are doing it are knocking off, the masterpiece figures before they even hit retail, then these add-on kits are going to get knocked off. No problem. I just wanted to mention this because, people were buying masterpiece Starscreams and they're not coming with a coronation kit. But here you are. Charles, coronation Starscream kit. Quick thoughts on it.
I mean, it looks nice. I mean, the kit looks nice. The cape and the shoulder pads and the crown. The crown looks particularly good. Looks really shiny. My issue is with the requirement to get this is that you have to buy all 3 Seekers.
Oh yeah,
little. I mean,
ridiculous.
Yeah, it's like just charge me the $20 or whatever, or better yet, just pack it in with the Starscream. I don't know. It's and they should knock this off. Knock it off all day long so that people can get this without having to buy the other Seekers. That's pretty bad. That's really, yeah. I mean, yeah, and it's an accessory. It's not even a full figure. So knock it off. Knock it all the way off.
Wow, there you go. Charles, is actively campaigning for this to be knocked off. All right. Never thought I'd see the day. All right, cool. Jeremy, are you also a pro knocking off of an official product here?
I don't know. I mean, it's going to be such a low run from Takara. Maybe not knock it off, but use this as some inspiration to, for people that are making their own coronation kits. So yeah, knock it off. But okay. That clear piece, I'm looking. If you look at the picture that has the side by sides, you can see it. It goes in the middle of that blue piece that I think it's used to attach to Starscream himself.
Okay.
So the blue piece kind of it appears like it's what's holding it on, but really it looks like it's the clear piece.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it's something that I've never.
I like the deeper purple on this. The colors I think are a lot better than the original.
Mm-hmm.
And otherwise, yeah. I mean, I don't have any of them, so it's useless for me. But when I first saw this, I was like, did Takara knock off the Studio Series Starscream coronation kit? Because it's just, I guess there's only so many ways to do a hard plastic cape.
Yeah. Yeah. Personally, I had a feeling, I'm not surprised they went with a hard plastic cape, but I really did kind of hope that, for something that is as expensive as MP52 Starscream, that the cape would have been soft goods.
Yeah. But, maybe instead of knocking it off all of it, knock off, the shoulder pads and stuff, but give us a real cape.
Yeah. Anyway,
I agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, just the soft goods. This is a high-end collectible at this point, the MP52. The MP line is high-end, right? enough with the plastic capes. But that's it. That's all I brought to the show this week. Just a real quick, topic. Jeremy, what do you got?
I have a couple redecos from New Age Toys off of their H34 Hephaestus feature, which is their Legend Scaled G1 Devastator. We have H34Y, which is a toy deco inspired with a new headcanon, and a H34, or sorry, that's H34EX is the toy inspired one. And then there's an H34Y, which is a yellow version of Devastator, which, if you were upset about getting the Hasbro one with all the Tonka stuff, here's a Legend Scaled one that doesn't have any stickers. And it's a Legend Scaled Devastator is probably about the same size as a G1 Devastator anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But I think these look good. I think one of our big complaints when we initially saw this, and you can see this in the pictures here, is the main part of Devastator, like the body and like down to the knees and the arms, is just a separate piece. And then the Constructicons click onto it. That would be my biggest complaint about it, is that, it is a little parts formery to get into Devastator, but the individual Constructicons look really good, in my opinion. They have lots of joints. I'm just a little sad that you're not able to make the whole combiner without significant help. But just in terms of the design and the two colors, I think they look fine. Charles, you're a big fan of Devastator. What is your thought on this?
I tend to agree with you, Jeremy, that would be my major complaint with this figure. I mean, the Constructicons, the individual Constructicons do look really nice. They look very well articulated, especially for legend-sized figures. But yeah, I mean, the joy of combining is that they actually combine, not that they just peg onto a faux, like this is the ultimate in a faux chest, right? This is
yeah.
Faux torso and head here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, so that's probably enough for me to pass on this. But I mean, it does look nice. The Devastator combiner does look nice. The individual Constructicons look nice. It's just, yeah, the reason it looks nice is because you've got a significant amount of kibble that you've created here.
Yeah, they haven't had to compromise on the combining aspect because they just cheat.
Yeah, exactly.
Daryl, we've talked a lot about this with other figures in the past. What are your thoughts on how they're doing their combiner here?
Yeah, no, I've made it no secret my feelings on the way that these combiners go together. It's not lost on me how this entire statement I'm making is going to sound in a little while. So be ready for that. Yeah, the way that this kind of goes together, I remember when we first talked about it, when they first announced the Devastator New Age, because Magic Square was coming out with theirs almost the exact same time, and I made the decision to go with Magic Square just because I wanted the figure to kind of assemble, like Transformers do. I didn't want it to peg in and just kind of, go all together, and just just kind of slot into a torso piece, and then because the New Age one looks amazing. It looks really good, but it cheats. And that's the biggest problem that I have with it. So, yeah. I can appreciate how good it looks, but when it comes right down to it, I enjoy the engineering that Transformers give, and there's so much cheating going on here that there's very little actual transforming happening. the individual bots, like the new age bots, and this is something we've said and I've said in the previous discussions about these characters, the individual bots look fantastic, and their alt modes also look great. But the transformation from, individual to combiner mode is just such a heavy cheat that I have a problem with it. So that reason alone, I went with Magic Square.
All right. Well, that is all I got this week. Charles, what do you have?
Okay, well, remember those Bishujo statues that were coming out? We saw the Optimus Prime and Megatron. So the Optimus Prime one has a color prototype out. So now we've got the physical prototype, not just the artist rendering now. So you can take a look at how this statue is actually going to look and see if it's still something you're interested in getting. Not only that, we also got a tease that in addition to Optimus Prime and Megatron, there will soon be a Bumblebee Bishujo statue. So if you want to see Bumblebee as a cute anime girl, in addition to Optimus Prime and Megatron as cute anime girls, it's coming for you. So look forward to that. Looking at the Optimus Prime statue, it does look, it's really well done. I do appreciate that she comes with a removable face mask. So thank you for putting the face mask in. There's a lot of regular Optimus Prime figures that don't come with a face mask. So I'm happy to see this one having it. So I think we talked about it when this was first announced and we saw the artwork, how all the little touches that make it clear that this is Optimus Prime. With the little Matrix necklace, with the trailer as a briefcase she has, the helmet, the glasses, the kind of glasses that are on her helmet. Everything. I think this is a really, for people who want their Transformers rendered as cute anime girls, there's a lot of attention to detail here. So, yeah, looks good. I am not a statue buyer, so this is not for me, but for all the people who are looking for this, looks like you're going to get your money's worth. Looks really well done. Jeremy, any thoughts on this Optimus Prime figure and any thoughts on the coming Bumblebee figure?
Yeah, I think, like you said, it looks really good. I'm not a collector of anime girl statues, but I know it is a huge market, and I think this is something great for that market. Like you said, it's rendered well. You can tell it's Optimus Prime. I love the briefcase. I think that's just awesome. Hasbro should just sell a life-size briefcase that looks like Optimus Prime's trailer. And that would just be cool. The glasses she's wearing kind of resemble the 3D glasses from around, I think it was Dark of the Moon. At BotCon I got that year, we got to see a little bit of a movie, and they gave us these Bumblebee or Optimus 3D glasses. And this resembles that to me. So I think that's cool. And then the mask, it looks like she's wearing a cloth mask that looks like Optimus Prime's face mask. And I think that's a nice touch. So this is great for people that are collecting, these kind of statues. I think, it's good. I'm glad that they didn't go with the sexy girl look, because, we've all had our comments on that. I think this is a very wholesome, that's very, very cute. And, I don't really have anything bad to say about it other than it's not something I collect. And the Bumblebee, I'm sure it's going to be along the same lines. Silhouette we have here. I'm hoping that she's going to have the long hair, and this isn't like she's wearing a Bumblebee kind of mask. It's just the silhouette looks kind of weird on the head side, but it'll be fine.
Mm-hmm. All right, Daryl, what are your thoughts?
Well, this Optimus one is, I mean, I think ever since this thing got announced, I've been seeing pictures of some cosplayer that's been doing this, and it's either this cosplayer saw this statue and made a costume immediately, or the designers of this statue saw this cosplayer and thought, that's a really good costume, we're making a statue out of this cosplayer. And because this girl who's cosplaying as Optimus, they look identical. So
these are made for cosplayers.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. And I don't know the name of this person.
We've had the artwork for the last 6 months, so they've had time to get the outfit together.
Oh yeah, but it's been a good few months that I've been seeing these pictures of this girl that have been floating around here. She looks identical to this statue. So yeah. So either way, this thing looks fantastic. This statue does. The Bumblebee one, who knows what they're going to do with this one? It's going to be very similar. There's still a Megatron one coming as well, right? So it's got the giant cannon on the shoulder. Yeah, they look fine. I have no issue with them. I think they're fun. I love the fact that it's accessorized with all these different Optimus Prime little tidbits and trinkets and stuff. The Prime mask, it's very of its time as well. So you can have her wearing a mask that doubles as a faceplate because of the pandemic and all that jazz, and it's very fun and interesting, and I think it's very cool. So yeah, it's an interesting little piece, and it's not something that I would have in my collection, but it's very cool. And if you're a big cosplayer, then this is something that I think was right up your alley for sure. And yeah, I don't somebody Jeremy, you found it. Yeah, this girl here. She's been doing this cosplaying for a long time. Yeah, it's wild. They look identical. So yeah. But yeah, it's a very cool costume and wild. So yeah, very good statue.
Any thoughts on the upcoming Bumblebee?
Yeah, I mean it's going to be very similar. I don't know what they'll tend to do. I mean, it'll be like with the Megatron as well. They'll just kind of throw in little tidbits of the character here and there, and like what Jeremy said with the hair, it's likely just a solid shape, going around. But I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what they have done with it. Yeah, no, not really. I can't really envision what they really have going on here with it, but I'm sure it'll be really fun.
All right. And that'll do it for all our toy topics this week. So we will move on to trips to the store. This is where we show off all the awesome Transformer stuff we got this week. We do this as a video so you can see everything we got in beautiful high definition on our YouTube channel. But we'll have the audio right here so you can listen to us as we describe everything we got in loving detail. So without further ado, trips to the store.
The Transmissions Podcast will return after these messages.
I'm going to go first because I don't have a lot of stuff. I just have the comic we're going to review this week. Last Spot Standing #2. Came out a couple of weeks ago. This is cover A. This is by Nick Roche. Features Moon, Transformer character, a little bit prominent in this issue. He's I believe a Beast Wars Neo second character, transplanted into. It's an interesting story. We'll talk about it in alt mode this week. Look forward to that. All right, Jeremy, you're gonna go next. What do you got?
All right. Well, first of all, I'm wearing my TFcon shirt from 2012 and kind of confused because they're all saying it's the 20th anniversary of TFcon, but in July of 2012, this thing says 11th anniversary or 11th annual. So I'm not sure where maybe it's the Canadian math. I don't know.
The pandemic took a year off. The pandemic year doesn't count.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Right.
There we go. That's it. Okay. So, what I have this week, first of all, I have finished off my Lego Optimus Prime completely. I'm going to show off all the accessories and some of the final stuff here. First is the Energon Cube. It's okay. I personally would have preferred, I'm not too big on the solid color thing here, but at least have one more row of these blocks to make it more of a cube and not squish cube. I mean, I don't know. That's just personal preference, but nice to have it. And then on Optimus himself, you can see I have the ion cannon in one hand, and this is nice because it actually clicks into a couple pegs that are here on the back, so it's nice and stable. And then I have replaced his other hand with the Energon axe, so that's nice. Really cool. And then turn him around. He's got Sideswipe's jetpack. This was a fun one to build. The thrusters are on ball joints, so they can move around. And then, of course, if you open up the chest here, do backwards, he's got the Matrix of Leadership. So
that's so cool.
Have you transformed it yet?
I have not. I have like partially transformed them, but I wanted to get all this stuff done and shown off before I risk breaking it. And then the last thing with the Lego is it came with, this is a sticker on a big piece, but you get all of his stats. And I think what I'm going to do when I display him is I'll have my little Creo Optimus Prime, the little bitty one, next to this while I have it next to that. Creo will live on in some small portion.
Mm-hmm.
Next thing I have, one last thing for the Lego. I wanted to kind of show off the instruction book real quick. A pretty high quality, nice thick instruction book. And, the instructions, they're better than IKEA on the level, but there's some nice art in here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who the artist is, but they did some nice art. This is available as a PDF on the Lego site. You don't have to buy it. So you can just, people have gone, downloaded the PDF, gotten their own bricks, and made their own versions. Here's another. I think this might be Guido, but I'm not sure.
It looks like it.
Yeah. So I thought that was really cool. And then listening to Daryl's talk with Colin, I had forgotten Vince DiCola was going to be at TFcon this year. So I showed off my LP of the 86 soundtrack a couple weeks ago. So I'm not going to show that off again. But I did dig up my Transformers the movie score that came out in 2013. And this is just the Vince DiCola stuff from the movie. So I'm going to be bringing this to get him to sign it.
Cool.
Pretty cool. The album art's got some stuff from the movie in it. So that I was excited that I didn't know where that was, and I was able to find it. And then finally, I had a birthday this last week, and my sister sent me this present. It's a jigsaw puzzle. And when I opened it, it said Radical Robots. And I'm like, okay, not really even thinking Transformers. I was just thinking, various kind of robots in a jigsaw puzzle. But look at that. G1 box
Whoa.
art. That is amazing. I really like it. It's a 1,000-piece puzzle. 27 and a half inches by 19.75 inches or 70 centimeters by 50 centimeters, Daryl.
I appreciate that.
So it's big. It's on the back. But this is really cool. It's just like G1 box Transformers just all over it, and Optimus Prime is front and center. And I'm not a huge jigsaw puzzle guy, but this will be fun to do. And
that's gorgeous.
Yeah. So this
Well
is
done.
great. So that is all I got this week.
All right, we're going to finish up with Daryl.
All right. Well, once again, Charles seems to be I don't know, a couple weeks behind with comics, or at least a week behind. But my comic this week is Fate of Cybertron. This is the one shot that came out this week, and I was able to snag the Alex Milne cover. This is the RI, and this is just a gorgeous cover. I begged and pleaded with my shop to let me get this cover, and so I make no secret of my Alex fandom, and
you're an Alex stan.
Yeah. So I was really happy when I was able to get this cover, and so it's just an incredible cover from him, and the artwork that he does inside the book is outstanding. It really is. So if you haven't read this thing yet, I highly suggest picking it up. And I mean, it closes out the IDW Transformers saga, right? So, I mean, still there are some books coming. We're still finishing off Last Spot Standing, and there is a Shattered Glass miniseries coming. But this is the last bit of the ongoing and
the 2019.
Yeah, so all of that stuff. So yeah.
Our pal Winston Chan got some interior pages in there.
Yep, and then Andrew Griffith is in there as well.
Yeah,
and yeah, so there's a bunch of really good artists in here. So yeah, very good. Check it out if you haven't yet. My toys for this week. This is one I actually got at TFcon last year in December, and I didn't really think about putting it together because it came in a bag and it looked all broken. And I thought, you know what? I finally came across it again. I thought, I'll just take a look and see if I can put it together. And, well, I'll be damned if I didn't get, 95% of it. This is the Minicon Combiner Superion. And he is, he's made up with some gold plastic, so I can see the hesitancy of putting him together. But he's here except for his left fist. I'm missing his left fist. And I almost ended his life there just now. So, so he's
two hands, Daryl, 2 hands.
Yes. So his gun is held in there fairly lightly, because if you put the peg in too much, it'll get stuck and then you'll break it off. But yeah, he's combined and he's missing his left fist. So I've got to find that. But Minicon Combine or Micromaster. Micromaster Combiner Superion, and he'll go next to the rest of my Micromaster Combiners now. So yeah, he's pretty cool, fun.
Kind of funny after we were talking about that New Age Hephaestus, and essentially this guy is the same thing.
Oh, you wait. So my other, it's just kind of happenstance that I also have another Superion here. This is from Zeta Toys. I got the rest of the bots from the Zeta Toys combiner, and this is their Superion, their Superion Mini, and this is so I got in their Silverbolt, Firefly, and Slingshot. I had the 2 legs from December at the TFcon show, where I bought both of the leg bots there, and then I bought the 2 leg bots for the Magic Square Devastator. Now, I mentioned it on the show at the time that I did not know that this Superion was a kind of what do you call these things? Like the torso bots, I guess. I don't know the term for them, I guess, but the faux bodied figures. So I didn't know at the time that this was him. So if you turn him around, you can see that the back is completely open. He's completely missing that.
And people complain about Hasbro and having empty spaces.
Yeah, well, see, the
Silverbolt goes in there, right?
The Silverbolt figure is not there, right? So what you do is you just lift this head. There is a transformation for Silverbolt to turn him into a cube, right? That's it right there. And you slide him in just like that. You peg down the head, and now he's in there. That's it. I've done it. Does it look any different? No, it doesn't. If you turn him around, obviously it does. But yeah, so this, at the time that I bought these, I was unaware. So I thought, you know what? I'm just going to keep them because this will be a good chance to experience the, these faux bodied combiners, because I really hadn't had any experience with them. They look fantastic. Really, they do. And my hypocrisy is just, it's flying free right now. It's but
I mean, but to be fair, you didn't realize when you bought the first shoe.
I did not. And I mean, I'm not just saying that, but I honestly, I did not think that these, because I knew that the New Age was doing that kind of stuff. I didn't think Zeta was. So, and when I found out, I was like, well, I'm already too invested. I'm invested 2 figures in this already, so I might as well just finish it off. But I do like the way that this guy kind of handles as a combiner. He he's very well articulated. When most of the combiner is already built for you, and you don't really have to make up anything out of the out of an actual character, then yeah, you can do an awful lot. So yeah,
much more stable, I'm sure.
Very stable, yeah. So this one here is different than the Devastator, where the Devastator's arms are actually still part of that faux piece. The arms here are the individual planes. So each leg and each arm are made up of individual pieces. So it's a good figure. I like it. I'll probably, if I can figure it out and know beforehand, I'll probably still avoid this kind of stuff in the future. And I do have the rest of the Magic Square guys on their way. So hopefully when they come to my house here, I can figure out how to put those together, because I've heard they're quite difficult to assemble. But yeah. Anyway, a couple Superions for me here, just to kind of finish up before we head to TFcon.
All right. And that will do it for this week's Trips to the Store.
We now return to the Transmissions Podcast.
We're back from our trips to the store, and we will move on to convention news.
All right. In convention news, the first thing we have is a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. This is from Icon Heroes, and it is a 24-karat gold-plated Autobot and Decepticon pin set. So they are also included in a keepsake box. And you can go to booth 3245 at San Diego Comic-Con to buy the exclusives. It says you cannot pre-order the exclusives and then pick them up in the booth. And if you pre-order them online, they will be shipped after the show beginning on July 25th. These items will be available starting July 8th. Go to iconheroes.com. And we don't have a price here. Being they're gold plated, they're probably going to be pricey. But check them out. They're the people that did like that Unicron head and some of the pins that we talked about in the last couple months. So they just do lots of pop culture collectibles. Next up, we have some TFcon Toronto news, since that is coming up this weekend. We have an exclusive figure here that is the X-Transbots MX-33 Jokund G2 version. So this is
Groove.
Okay, yeah, this is Groove. Oh, I remember on your talking with Colin, this is part of a set that was supposed to have started with TFcon in December, but shipping issues prevented the
I think it was Los Angeles, yeah. TFcon Los Angeles.
Los Angeles,
yeah.
okay.
So both of those...
Was it the Streetwise that was held up?
Yeah, so Streetwise and Groove are going to be available in Toronto.
Okay. So I think this looks cool. He's green, kind of like Constructicon green, or Constructicon yellow. So he's, G2 colors. There is the Streetwise is a black police car.
Yep.
But I think this looks really cool. Daryl, Charles, you guys have any thoughts on the figure?
I mean, I think it looks cool. I'm just, I don't have a G1 version of the Masterpiece scaled Defensor. So I know that this is a like one of those figures that it does exist in just a few instances where the actual G2 Defensor does actually exist, but only in a couple instances. But so the color palette is just one of those weird ones to me. I would probably just go after the G1 color palette though.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any?
Yeah, I mean, it looks good. I'm not in. I'd rather not chase combiner figures though. I mean, it's if I don't want to hunt down, like this is the first. We've got the first two here, so probably the next three will be over future convention exclusives. So I mean, I guess and I wonder how all the different colors are going to clash a little bit in the Defensor mode, at least.
Yeah.
With the black and the yellow here, it looks like that's going to clash. But they do. I mean, they do look really good. I mean, the figures and both in robot mode and alt mode.
Charles, you're from Pittsburgh. Black and yellow shouldn't bother you.
Fair enough. But yeah, I mean, I probably will not be picking up these exclusives, but looks good.
Cool. Next up, we have an announcement that Aaron Archer, Transformers designer, former head of the Transformers brand at Hasbro for a while, he will be attending. He will have a panel, I'm sure. You've probably seen him in Toys That Made Us. He's been a guest on our podcast before. He now has his own podcast YouTube show thing called the Toy Armada with Aaron Archer. So check him out. He's a great storyteller, a great guest. He's got tons of. If you want to know how like figures from the late 90s to early 2000s or mid 2000s came about, he was heavily involved in a lot of those. Next we have just us. We mentioned last week we're going to be there. We mentioned at the top of the show we're going to be there. But just again, if you had forgotten, Charles, Daryl, myself, and Dr. Pants are going to be at TFcon. We have a roundtable panel at the end of the show. We are the very last thing after Colin does his kind of wrap up and announce what the next convention is going to be. We have a podcast roundtable at 4:30 on Sunday. And if you want to come, you got nothing better to do, right? Unless you really have to get out of town. These are always a lot of fun, low key. We might have prizes, just come and just watch us make fools out of ourselves. We also have some sad news for TFcon. Both Alex Milne and Jack Lawrence have had to cancel their appearances at TFcon. And I know we were looking forward to seeing both of these guys, and, hopefully, we'll catch up with them at a future show. But yeah, it's, they have both announced that they've had to cancel their appearances. That is it. I'm hoping to see everyone this weekend.
Damn right.
Yep. Gonna be a fun time. All right, let's finish up the show with feedback. Okay, we got an email from Will. This email came last week, and we didn't get a chance to read it on the show, but we promised we'd do it this week. So, Will, thanks for sending in your email. Will says, "Hey, chaps, I just got one of your T-shirts, and I love it." And he sent us a picture. Thanks, Will, for helping us out. And now for my actual question. I got 4 Legacy figures today: Kickback, Dragstrip, RC, and Skids, and was disappointed in all of them right out of the box. But after playing around with them for a few minutes, I really liked them. And by the time I transformed them a few times and posed them, I loved them to pieces. And now for my actual question, I guess. Are there any figures that spring to mind that you were lukewarm or outright hated at first that really grew on you over time, or that ended up being great when in pictures you didn't rate them that highly? Earthrise Skylinks was one of those for me. I was surprised by how much I adored that guy. As always, keep up the good work and look after yourselves. Cheers, Will. For me, nothing springs to mind immediately. Maybe the Prime Power of the Primes, Rodimus Prime. I did pick up that figure, and it's a little bit hollow, and the body's a little like the trailer combines with the hot rod figure to make the Rodimus Prime. It's a little gappy, but it does fit together pretty well and look pretty good. And I appreciated it once I got it and transformed it a few times. And I did like the way the hot rod figure there combines to become Rodimus, and how the Matrix goes in and everything. So I had a little fun with that figure. Jeremy, anything springs to mind for you?
I guess most recently the Legacy Bulkhead is one that I think everyone had issues with from the pictures, and just getting it in hand. It is a really good figure. It's a lot of fun to transform. So I think that's one that I can think of just off the top of my head.
All right, Daryl, what do you think? Do you have any figures come to mind?
Yeah. The back when I did reviews, I did a review of Masterpiece MP10, and in the review, which is still on YouTube, you can watch it, I stated that I still preferred MP01, MP01, or whatever you want to call the thing, MP1 to MP10. I thought the proportions were better, and all this other stuff. That person who made that video was a moron. That MP10 is superior in every single way. And sure, I don't actually own MP44. I own a KO'd version of that. But, I really like MP10, but I can see how MP44 is growing on me. So, yeah, at the time, I didn't really like MP10 all that much. And it is recorded how much, the problems I had with it. But, yeah, at this point in time, I can look back and say, yeah, MP10 was and still is a far superior toy to MP1. It's and there are other figures like that too, like I'm trying to think of some of the other ones here. I remember not particularly liking the first Classics Seeker design. The one that everyone is highly regarded as probably the best Seeker design ever. But I remember when I got it, I thought, it's good, but it's not as good as the original G1 design. Well, no, it is. It's much better. So Yeah, I've got rose-colored glasses when it comes to G1 designs and transformations, but a lot of these new ones, they're way better. So, yeah, I probably some of those older ones. I don't have as much experience with the new designs and the new stuff that like I don't have a single Legacy figure yet. The line is just starting to hit Canada, and I haven't bought any of it. So, yeah. So I don't have any experience with that, but some of those older ones, it would have to be those two that have come to the top of my head.
All right. Well, that takes us to the end of this episode of Transmissions. As always, we end the show by giving a shout out to our Masterpiece Donatreon. So thank you again to John Forex Levengood and Demon Tech 82. Thank you guys for contributing to the show at our highest level. We really appreciate it. And so we'll see you at TFcon this weekend and talk to you later. Listen to the show as you're driving. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Later.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Transmissions. If you'd like to join the conversation, travel to our Discord channel at transmissionspodcast.com/Discord. Want some cool transmission swag? Feast your eyes on our transmissions gear at transmissionspodcast.com/shop. If you'd like to support our podcast, go to transmissionspodcast.com/support or tell your friends about our show. We'll see you next time.